Okay, and we're back. I didn't realize that it was going to cut off at 15 minutes. So to carry on with this one, we just plotted the four points, dilated the 4 points of the quadrilateral. And if we draw lines to connect those 4 points, boom, boom. So this is going to be Q prime, and over here is T prime, and over here up here is S prime and R prime. So this is a similar quadrilateral from the bigger one. The scale factor is 1/3, so it shrunk. It got bigger. Each side of the image is 1/3 the length of the pre-image. So RQ is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, and R prime Q prime is only 2 blocks. So it's 1/3 as tall. So all the sides are still parallel between the image and the pre-image, and the image, the sides are 1/3 as long as each of the other ones. That tells you that the area of Q prime, R prime, S prime, and T prime is 1/9. That's 1/3 times 1/3. So it's 1/9 the area of QRST. So I could take 9 of these little tiny shapes and fill up the big shape. The perimeter of QRST is 1/3 the perimeter of, the perimeter of Q prime, R prime, S prime, and T prime, the image, is 1/3 the perimeter of QRST, and then the area is 1/9 because that's 1/3 squared. Okay. The last two dilations to look at are both of circles. So plotting circles isn't hard once you kind of get the gist of it. So the first thing you want to do is plot your center. So the center is at 1, 2. So there's my center. Now the easiest way to plot a circle is to take the radius, which in this case is 3, and go up 3 from the center and put a dot, down 3 from the center and put a dot, left 3, and right 3. Now I'm not going to be able to make my mouse try. We'll try my finger, see if I can get this to make some kind of a decent circle. That didn't work. See if I can get this to work to make a circle. Still didn't work. Doesn't really want to do what I want it to do. What if I start in the middle here? Okay, this is not going to be a very good circle using the mouse, but it is a circle. So if you're going to dilate this circle, we're dilating it. It has a center at 1, 2, which means, I'm sorry, my bad. The center of dilation is the origin. This is the center. 1, 2 is the center of the circle. This is the center of the dilation. So it's from the origin, and it's a dilation factor of 2. So if I think about going from the origin, if I dilate the center point right now is over 1 up 2. So if I go twice as far, over 1 up 2, over 1 up 2, my new center is up here. Now if we dilate those 4 points we used to draw the circle, this one down here at the bottom is over 1 down 1. So if I'm going to go twice as far, I have to go over 1 down 1 again. So that would be the bottom of that point on the circle. This point over here to the left is left 2 up 2. So if I go left 2 up 2, I have to do it twice because it's twice as far. Another left 2 up 2. There's that point in the circle. If I do this point that's on the right of the circle, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 up 2. So if I do that again, 1, 2, 3, 4 up 2 because it's twice as far. That gives me this point way over here. And the one on top is over 1 up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have to go twice as far, so I have to do that again. Over 1 up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puts me all the way at the top. So this is my big dilated circle. Not very pretty, I know. Getting worse. Okay, so we'll just pretend that's a circle. If you'll notice, and you're probably going to have to look at the points, not look at my ugly circle, but the radius of this circle of the new one, of the image, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the radius of the original was 3. So when you dilate by a factor of 2, that means the radius gets to be twice as big. So instead of the radius being 3, my radius is now 6. And the center gets dilated. So the bright side of all this is if you're going to dilate a circle, all you have to do is find the center and use that dilation and figure out where the center of the image is, and then multiply your radius by the scale factor and draw your 4 points. You don't actually need to dilate the 4 points on the circle, because once you set your radius, the radius is twice because the scale factor is 2 times. I can just draw that circle directly. These circles, although they don't look like it because they're pretty ugly drawn, are similar. Actually, all circles are similar to all other circles, because the circumference is always proportional based on the radius. The perimeter of this, just like the perimeter of a square, the perimeter of that green circle is twice as big as the purple circle because the scale factor was 2. The area is 4 times bigger because if I take the scale factor squared, 2 squared equals 4. So the area is 4 times bigger. And our last one on here is another circle. So we have a circle at -3, -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that puts our center right here, and it has a radius of 4. So just to draw my circle, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, bad point. So there's my pre-image, or my original shape. Okay. So if I want to do a dilation around the point 1, 1, here's my center of dilation. I'm going to draw new little axes over here at 1, 1. Back to the future axes. It has a scale factor of 1/2. So the center right now is left 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the center is left 4, down 6. So if the scale factor is 1/2, that means my new center is going to be left 2, half as far to the left and half as far down. So left 2, down 3 from my center of my dilation, so that point where the red axis is. So if I go left 2, down 3, that's the new center of my circle. Oops. Go. Left 2, down 1, 2, 3. There we go. So the radius of the pre-image was 4. So if the scale factor is 1/2, that means my new radius is 2. So I can just go up 2 and put a point, down 2, put a point, right 2, put a point, and left 2 and put a point. And then my new circle, or my image, is that red one that's right there. So that's everything to know about dilations. We dilated lines, we dilated polygons, we dilated circles. When you dilate, you get a shape that is similar, and the scale factor between the image and the pre-image is also the scale factor of any side. That's the difference between the side length in the image and the pre-image. So the scale factor is 3. The new sides are 3 times bigger than the original. The perimeter is 3 times bigger than the original. And the area would be 9 times bigger than the original. So now you should be prepared to go ahead and finish and to do your homework sheet. Good luck. See you Monday.